Welcome to This Day and Everything Cool for May 14th. On this day in 1973, humanity got another big foothold in outer space. NASA launched the space station Skylab into orbit, becoming America's first space station. The Russians sent up a similar space station, Salyut 1, 2 years earlier, and like that one, Skylab was pretty tiny and wasn't meant to support long-term crews. Instead, it was basically a floating science lab filled with instruments which crews could dock with, live on for a few days at a time, and then return to Earth. Skylab saw just 3 manned expeditions and became unusable after it was damaged in 1974. It burnt up in the atmosphere in 1979, but was an important step in the development of other more long-term space stations. The world's first permanently manned space station, Mir, went up in 1986, and the International Space Station launched in 1998. Cinema snobs who like boring sci-fi movies got what they wanted on May 14, 1979. The Soviet sci-fi movie Stalker was released in theaters across Russia and other Eastern Bloc countries. The film takes place in the not-too-distant future when a strange alien event has left a section of countryside uninhabitable, with the story focusing on 3 characters who venture into the quarantine zone. Stalker deals with some pretty heavy philosophical concepts and also has breathtaking photography and frame composition, but despite the fact that it was praised by critics, it wasn't given an official release in the West until after the fall of the Soviet Union. Most people have never heard of Stalker, but many writers and filmmakers have, so it's had a huge impact on the sci-fi genre and influenced countless other films, video games, and TV shows. A big fighting game franchise was born on May 14, 1998. The very first Guilty Gear game was released on the PlayStation 1 in Japan, with the Western release following a few months later. Created by Arc System Works, the idea behind Guilty Gear was to make a 2D fighting game in the same vein as Street Fighter, but with a unique visual style inspired by the look of Japanese manga and anime. The game was a moderate success, but players praised its visual style and it became a cult hit. An entire series of sequels have followed.